Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock. It's time for another video. Today we're going to be talking about Ryland. We're specifically going to be talking about Ryland's close-up case. A little while ago, did a video on this channel looking at my close-up case, and since then I've done a few others. They're always really popular, and for some reason, so many people have said, can you show us inside Ryland's close-up case? So yes, I can. That's what I'm going to do today. He's at school, I'm in the office, and as I left the office and dropped him off at school, I stole his close-up case. He was doing a close-up job last night. So this is exactly what he's using at the moment. The thing with Ryland is things change quite a lot as he's like learning new magic. Things go in, things come out. But this is currently what he's doing. This is his actual close-up case. These are the tricks that he does. He knows lots of tricks because he does the review show. He knows a ton of different stuff. But this is when he goes to a gig, when he goes to a close-up job, this is the case that he takes out with him. Now, I do want to point out that my son is way more organised than any other magician I know. If you look at Nemed's close-up case, Matt's close-up case, my close-up case, it's an absolute disaster zone. Nemed used to be organised, then he stopped being as organised with his case as he was. But this is just insanely organised. And the first thing that Ryland does when he gets home is he'll go up into his bedroom and he'll sort it all out. Now, this is not his close-up table. He's got a close-up table as well for when he's doing like static close-up magic. Maybe I'll do another video on that. This is his close-up case. So, without further ado, let's delve into Ryland's close-up case and find out exactly what he does in a close-up gig. So let's open it up, and it just makes me sick to see how organised this case is. It really is ridiculous. So let's go through. There's not as much in here as Matt's, but there's still quite a bit of stuff in here. So let's go through exactly what we've got. So lying on top here, we have Paddle King by TCC. Now, I did a review show special on Paddle King recently. This is set up for the money reveal. So you've got the, if you go back and look at the review show, you'll see it. But this is Paddle King. So if you don't know the effect, the idea is that you bring a wooden paddle out, you bring 3 coins out, you put the coins under the elastic bands, and one at a time you duplicate the coins. You then make a £10 note appear. You then make a mirror appear. The mirror jumps in the other hand. It jumps back. Everything's examinable. It's an almost instant reset. Now, I should point out that Ryland doesn't do all this stuff at every gig. It's not like he carries this around and goes from table to table with this case. He does the same thing as me because I taught him. So in other words, we get to the gig. He gets to the gig. He looks at the environment he's in. Is it a banquet? Is it close-up? Is it strolling? And then he'll go somewhere and he'll open this up and take out the stuff that he thinks is appropriate for that. Now, Ryland doesn't wear a jacket. He dresses like a kid, if you've seen him, right, because he is a kid. So he wears like a V-neck T-shirt branded with his logo on, and he wears jeans. So really, the only pockets he's got to work out of are his jeans pocket. Now, sometimes if he's doing a strolling gig, he'll also have a bum bag on, a branded bum bag, and he'll have some stuff in the bum bag that he can go into and come out with. But yeah, that's worth noting. So the first thing that we've got in here is we've got Paddle King. Ryland loves paddling stuff. I know he loves paddling stuff. So you're going to see quite a few paddles. So you've got your Paddle King. Now, underneath that, we have this. A Blake Voigt Acro Index, and he does a few of these, but this one is set up like this. It says, I'm going to solve this cube, and then when he shakes it, it says, told you. This is for a routine that he does with the Rubik's Cube. So what he does is he'll have this and he'll bring it out and he'll say, he put it on his Instagram a few times. I'm going to solve this cube. He brings out a mixed up cube. And what he does is he shows this here. He shows the mixed up cube. He covers the cube with this. And it's like, I'm going to solve this cube. And when it comes back, the cube is now solved. And then he shakes this and it's like, told you. So it's a really nice visual moment. He uses this to start a cube routine an awful lot. So that's what this is used for. But a lot of people use Acro Index for different things. That's what he's using that Acro Index for. Next, he has fiber optics. So this is fiber optics by Richard Sanders, which is an extension of sort of what do you call it? Professor's Nightmare. So it starts off as a Professor's Nightmare, and then it goes into the ropes fusing together, the ends and the middle changing places. There's a bunch of different phases with this. This is a really great trick. Like, I do this on stage. So I do this on stage in cabaret shows, and it always gets a great reaction. The nice thing about this trick is the versatility behind it. It'll work to a big group of people. So if you're performing to a big group or a table or a big banquet table, it'll work. But it's also something that you can do strolling, and it's different. It's not a card trick. It's different. So that is fibre optics, and these are the prop dog ropes. They make ropes specifically for those type of routines, and they've been specially made so they're not going to fray. So that's fibre optics. I know that for a fact. And then underneath there, he has a ring. Now this serves two purposes. I'm finding this a lot easier than Matt's case when I did this with Matt, because with Matt, I didn't have a clue what half of the stuff was. I know exactly what Ryland does. So he uses this ring for two things. Now the first thing he uses it for is for a traditional ring and rope routine. So what he will do sometimes is he will just use one long piece of rope from his fibre optic set, and he will do his own version of kind of like a Daryl ring and rope routine, where the ring keeps coming on and going off, and he's got phases in there from Mark Leverage and Patrick Page and so on and so forth. So he does that he does a 6-7 phase routine with a ring and rope. However, he also uses this for hyperring. So if you know hyperring, which is on fibre optics extended, it's a way of starting with these 3 pieces of rope, going into fibre optics, but then going and taking a ring out and going into this hyperring, which is Richard Sanders' ring and rope routine. Now, it's very heavily based on the David Williamson ring and rope routine, but there's extra phases and so on and so forth, and it starts with 3 ropes, goes into the ring routine, and then finishes off with 3 ropes as well. So just with this prop and this prop, he's got like 4 different routines. He's got 2 different versions of fibre optics. If you wanted to do something quick, you could just do a Professor's Nightmare style thing. He's got the traditional ring and rope, and he's got hyperring. So there's a bunch of stuff there. And the nice thing about rope magic, as I say, it's not a card trick, it's not a coin trick, it's different, it's unique, and it packs quite small and instantly resets. He just ties his ropes up like this. He'll kill me if the case isn't put back like it's meant to. So there you go. That's that. What else do we have in here? Okay, this is interesting. So we've got a few packs of cards, even though he doesn't do many card tricks. Obviously, you're talking about Ryland's case, you're going to talk about a Rubik's Cube. When he's doing walk around, he doesn't use gimmicks, so he just uses a regular Rubik's Cube. This is a, you know, the Refractor Project, Kev G and Colin Klaus, these are the cubes that they sell. They really are beautiful cubes. They are probably the best I've found for manipulation. And he does a sort of a 6-phase walk around routine with a cube. Now, what we don't have in here that I want you to bear in mind is Ryland has a keychain, and on the keychain he has a mini Rubik's Cube, so he can do a he does a timing force. He'll give this mini Rubik's Cube on his keychain out for somebody to hold. He'll do a timing force with this, and then he'll have the 2 of them match, and then he'll go into a whole bunch of solves. That is on his keys, so this won't be in here. The other thing that's on his keys is Keymaster and Monkey by Jeff Price, and Hide a Key by Chris Rawlins. So he's got Hide a Key on there, he's got Keymaster, he's got Monkey, and he's got a cube to do a cube matchup with this. So bear that in mind. But yeah, he carries a cube around with him. With this one cube, he can do so many different routines, realistically. And you can vary the routine up depending on the environment you're performing in. So if you're performing strolling, you're not going to do something like The Solution by Michael Murray. But if you're doing a banquet table, that's something that would absolutely work. So you can vary just by taking a regular cube, you can vary up what you're doing. So there you go. There's a deck of cards in here that he uses with the cube that I can't show you because it's a trick that's coming out through Murphy's from me, and he's been using that now for about 3 or 4 months. I can't really show you what that is. I wish I could, but Murphy's would kill me. So just there's a deck of cards in there that uses in connection with this. It's not a deck of cards, but it looks like a deck of cards. Right, okay, so then we've got this. Again, this is another one that we reviewed. This is by the San Diego Magic Company. This suits his character perfectly. You open up this and you show that you've got a bunch of Lego in there, and there's a load of different coloured bricks, and you take out this and you say you made yourself a little magic wand, and you tip the bricks out into somebody's hand, you get them to name a number, and all of the bricks turn into that colour. Instantly resets. This is really, really good. So that's that. Gum and Get Some by Mandanipo. Again, look, I want you to kind of notice here, and this is like an important thing for anybody to realise. Ryland loves doing magic with stuff that a kid would carry around with them. Yeah, he does some card tricks, and you're going to see those in a bit. But Lego, Rubik's Cubes, gum, he's a big believer in that. Now, he does Gum and Get Some a little bit differently. I don't do it, so I'm not going to try and do it and expose the gimmick. But he has a card reveal in there. So he makes the gum appear, but he also makes, instead of 2 layers of gum appear, he makes a selected playing card appear in there. And if I took that out, you'd see that that was actually missing a corner because he's using the Intercessor by Gate and Bloom for that. So that's Gum and Get Some. And there you go. The Impossible Escape that's just recently been bought out by Penguin. Ryland raved about this on the review show for good reason. This is a really cool trick. So this is the Impossible Escape. It's a really great trick. And always gets a really good reaction. I've seen him blow people away with this. It's very, very simple, but it's very, very effective. And again, kind of fits a kid. So there you go. Now we're moving on to the meaty stuff. What have we got here? This is... Okay, so this is Hollywood by Hanson Chen. Ry loves Hollywood. He does it all of the time. So this is Hollywood. If you don't know what Hollywood is, you open up a deck of cards and you show the playing cards in there. We reviewed this as well. And then you take the cards out. I'm not going to do it now. But you take I could do it now, I suppose. You take the cards out and you talk about you're going to try and do something, and you can teach them how it's done. And so you take these cards out and you give one to one person, and you keep one yourself, and you say, look, we're going to try and do something. Look, I'm going to concentrate, and I'm going to push that card right through that deck. And you show that even though there's a deck of cards in there, you can push that all the way through. And then he says, look, you try it. And he gets the person who held onto this card to push it through. They push it through. You get somebody else to do the same thing, and they push it through. And you say, look, I'll explain how it works. It's very, very simple. How it works is I was just taking the deck of cards back in time to before it was actually a deck of cards, when it was just like paper mush. And that's how I was able to push it through, because once it's paper mush, it's easy to push through. But if I do this, I can go further back in time before it was paper mush, back in time when it was a tree and it was wood. And then you tip out here that you've got a solid lump of wood, which you can then hand out for examination. The other thing I want you to note, and I really don't do this, and I should, is Ryland makes sure that everything gets reset when it's put back into his case. So I knew that when I took this out, even though I didn't check, I knew Hollywood would be set, because he's a real stickler for making sure everything's set up. So even though he's doing card tricks, a lot of the time it's very different to a normal card trick. Hollywood is really great if you don't know it. What else have we got in here? Haunted Key. Ryland loves this. He's got a presentation of getting a key from his grandfather before he passed away, and all this sort of stuff. It's really nice. This is the Murphy's Magic Haunted Key. It's a really good quality key. And you know what? I always used to dismiss this. I really did. And I've gone to many gigs with Ry now where he does this trick. And every time he does it, he gets screams, genuine screams. Nobody, to me, it's like one of those beginner tricks. But like when you really put focus on it and you really give it the attention it deserves, man, it can slay an audience dead. We've got some more cards here. Look, we've got a few cards. Let me take them out. So let me see what we've got here. So this is unopened. This is just a regular deck of cards. He likes using cohorts, as you can see. This one here is a regular deck, but I guarantee you one of them is going to have... oh no, there you go. That's unopened as well. So this is going to be... Yeah. So he's got... is it this one? Yeah. So he's got this set up in Memdeck. Juan Tamaritz's mnemonica stack. So he's got that set up in mnemonica. So that he tends to do mnemonica more than anything else. He doesn't really do many, although he's capable of, he doesn't really do many card tricks. But he does do an awful lot with mnemonica. Hence the reason that's mnemonica. What else have we got? Okay, yeah, I can see what's going on here. Here we have, this is a Bob's Box by Bob Swaddling. Now, if you don't know what Bob's Box is, this is probably the best coin box ever made. It's very, very different to a normal Akito box in that there's only one coin that's in there, and it's a very different method. But this is Bob's Box, and this is a Joe Pauper holder for an Akito box. So he does this an awful lot. This is a great strolling trick, no table required, and it's really good. If you haven't seen it, I did a hidden gems on this at some point, so you can go check that out. That's Bob's Box. And then this is one of his favorite tricks. This is called Tic Tac. Me and Ryland reviewed this recently, about 6 months ago now, and ever since we reviewed it, he's used it. In fact, he's got probably about 3 or 4 of these. It's very simple. He brings the Tic Tacs out, and he says, hey, if I can't find your card, I'll give you a Tic Tac. He gets a card picked, and they will pick a 7 of diamonds. Trust me, they will pick a 7 of diamonds. He tries to find the card. He fails a few times, and he says, well, I'm supposed to give you some Tic Tacs, but let me try something. Watch the Tic Tacs. And then when he shakes, all the Tic Tacs have changed into the name of their card, the 7 of diamonds, which is a really cool trick, right? Really, really good. What else we got? So this, when he's doing tables, he does all of the time. So this is the long and short of it by David Regal. And this is a great trick. If you don't know this trick, go watch the performance on the review show. Go and watch David do it. This is one of Ryland's favorite tricks. And again, it kind of fits the sort of thing a kid would do, right? It's really bright. It's really visual. It's very easy to follow. It's not a card trick. Yeah, long and short of it by David Regal. Really good trick. I would have thought that there was an invisible deck in here, but I don't see one, which is very surprising. He does it in his stage show. Then you've got this. This is by SEO Magic, and me and Ryland reviewed it a little while ago. This is a lot of the time a really nice open for Ryland. If you haven't seen it, the idea is that there's a few things that you can do with this, but the easiest thing to do, or the thing that I know Ryland does with it, so I know Ryland, this is what Ryland uses it for, is he shows a deck of cards that he takes out of that case, and he shows the cards, and it's a little bit like the old vanishing deck. So you put the cards in here, but it's made out of metal, right? So it's much better made, and there's a hole in the top, so you can actually show the cards at that point. And he says, look, I'm going to push them forward and rub, and then you've got that really nice moment where the entire deck turns into a see-through block, a little bit like the Omni deck, and now everything's examined, which is really awesome. And again, notice it was all set up. I didn't need to do anything. It was set up ready to go. So that's and it's examinable, and they can see it. That makes a really cool opener. If you've never seen this before, it's a really nice version of the vanishing deck. Very, very well made as well. It'll last a lifetime. And then you've got Ryland's favorite card trick. I wish this was Quantum Deck, but it's not. This is actually Imagine by Harry and Peter Nardi and Alakazam. And if you don't know what this is, the idea is that you talk about how you've got a playing card collection, right? And you all of the cards have different backs, and they've all got different fronts, and you can show them all. And then you get a bunch of people to pick a card. So you say, look, I'm going to look away, just say stop. There, can you look at that card? Fantastic. And you tell them it's the 4 of Hearts. And you can get various different people to look at cards, and you can tell them what their card is. And then in the finish, you take a card, say the 9 of Clubs at this point, and you put it on their hand. So you would take this and put it on their hand, and you'd say, look, if I just do this, that card turns blank. But if I put it here and snap, all of the cards turn blank front and back, and there's a really nice presentation about showing you the difference between mind reading and magic. But this is great. This is really, it's Harry and Peter Nardi's version of sort of mental photography deck, but it's really, really, really strong. I need to remember to reset all this stuff, else it's going to kill me. What else do we have in here? So, here we have, there we go. Told you he loves paddles. We're going on to another paddle now. This one here is the Darrell Dicey Dots. Now, this is the Murphy's version. I know some of them weren't very well made. This is actually pretty good. This is fairly well made, and it's a great trick. It makes a great opener. And again, it's the sort of thing a kid would do, right? You'll notice with a lot of the stuff that Ryland does, it's really quick, really impactful, really brightly coloured, you know, lots and lots of magic, and I think that's important to him. Then we have sponge balls. He does sponge balls all of the time. So we have 4 sponge balls because he tends to do the Pat Page sponge ball routine. And then we have his little syringe here. So this syringe is from a trick called Red by a French magician called Edouard. I'm not too sure of his surname, unfortunately. But this is really cool. I mean, there's a lot you can do with this. Ryland just uses it for one phase in his sponge ball routine. But when you buy this, it comes with multiple different routines where balls are turning red and yellow and all sorts of stuff happens. But the idea with this is that you would hold onto one ball and somebody else would hold onto the other. And then the idea is that ball jumps from one hand to the other, but you're using the syringe to make it look like the ball is jumping from one hand to the other. So one thing that Ryland does with it when he's not wanting to put it in a spectator's hand is he puts the ball there and he just pulls back and he shows that the sponge ball is now inside the syringe, and he pushes it in there, and then it's there. There's so much you can do with this. If you follow him on Instagram or Facebook, you'll have seen he posted a video recently of him doing close-up magic at a gig and doing this routine, and people were screaming. So that is great. I love that. What else do we have? Yes, we're on to another paddle now, people. Another paddle. This one is one that we reviewed recently. It's Astors Paddle. This is traffic lights or something like that, or the traffic light paddle. This is really fun. This is really, really fun. It looks really good. You can go look at we reviewed it on the review show, so you can go and look at it on the review show. But this is one of the strongest paddle tricks there is. Love this. Absolutely love this. So go check that out. He's also got colour sticks, but I don't see them in there, and I think that's because he took them to school. But colour sticks normally goes in this section over here, which again is the Eric Stevens hot rod routine. So that would normally go on top of that. As you can see, look at all the different paddle routines he does. You know, there's this one, Paddle King. There's this one by Astor. There's this one here. Just tons of paddle type routines. Then over here he has 4 nuts and a bolt. Trying to get it. There you go. And these are for the All Screwed Up by Doc Eason. So he does All Screwed Up all of the time. That's what they're for. If you don't know it, I did a Hidden Gems on it a while ago. Check it out. It's really cool. It's like a 2 in the hand, 1 in the pocket, like a gadabout coins from Bobo's, but using nuts and bolts. We're nearing the end now. 2 things left. You got a purse here. 3 things left. 2 things left. We've got a purse here. Inside the purse, he doesn't use gimmicks. So I'll tell you exactly what's in here. There are... There we go. So we've got 4 regular $half for coins through table, coins across, coins to glass, that sort of thing. A Chinese coin, so he can do copper, silver, or he can do like wild coin style routines. And then 4 ball bearings. And this is for a routine that I put on my 3rd Alakazam Academy. So he really liked the routine that I put on the 3rd Alakazam Academy, and it uses ball bearings and coins, so that's why those ball bearings are there. And then finally, his new favourite trick at the moment, which is sort of Grandpa's necklace style thing. This is the new TCC version, and it's got the see-through beads, which look amazing, don't they? I mean, these are so cool. You got the see-through beads and you got the rope. And again, if you watch him on his socials, you'll see exactly what this does, because he did a performance on it recently. But this is a super commercial trick, and the magic happens in the spectator's hands, and you don't need a table. It's really cool. So that's, other than the pack of cards that I can't show you, the stuff on his keychain, which he'll have with him at school today, and the colour sticks by Eric Stevens, which I don't see in here for some reason. That's everything that's currently in his close-up case. Now, I'm going to wrap this up in a second, but I just want to put all this away correctly, because he'll kill me if I don't. So there you go, guys. That's another video in the bag. There we are, Ryland's close-up case. He's got another close-up case. He's got a close-up table as well. So if you want to have a peek inside there, please let me know. If you want to see more videos where I'm examining people's close-up cases, again, please let me know. I have people, magicians, coming to this office all of the time. So if you want me to examine someone's close-up case and dissect what's in there, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to do that. If you want me to look at another one of my close-up cases, let me know. I'll do that as well. But there you go. That was Ryland's close-up case. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. You want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel. And I'm going to be back again tomorrow at 6 o'clock with the Magic Live, 9 o'clock with a whole bunch of other stuff. I'll see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Craig from Magic TV.